So, as you kind of mentioned before in your introduction, um, you weren't able to upload as much as you would have liked because computer just couldn't handle it. Um, One of the things that could not upload the recording was what's the word? Like
Mhm.
compromised, corrupted. It was corrupted. The file was corrupted.
Yeah.
Was our
Mhm.
Jets Browns breakdown. So for fans of the
Yes.
podcast who saw that we posted college football,
Mhm.
saw
Yeah.
us put up clips of college football, but saw no Browns. They're probably sitting there like,
Mhm.
"What the hell?" Which,
Which for everybody knew. We actually, and I think this is a sign that we're moving in the right direction with everything. Those 2 videos did very well. And again, I don't care about the numbers, but, if you are new, we do brown
we do bad
stuff for
stuff.
the
Yes,
most part. But,
yes,
yeah, but everybody knew. Thank you.
absolutely.
Welcome.
You're more than
Have fun.
welcome into our sphere. But
Mhm.
one of the clips that got corrupted wasn't able to be uploaded was our reaction
Mhm.
of the Browns Jets game, which, of course, for those who saw the podcast previously, Derek and I met up for the
Mhm.
first time and went to this game together. We
Mhm.
sat next to each other for the whole thing. Um, it was a hell of a game. It was a blast. The whole
Mhm.
lead up to finally being able to meet you, going and tailgating with
Mhm.
you. We were on the news together, WKYC, which
Yep.
is really cool.
Yep.
The whole thing, the whole experience was really really cool, really really fun. And then of course the game itself. I mean, um, the atmosphere was absolutely electric. The tailgating
Mhm.
beforehand, like the vibe, just everywhere, like everybody was just ready for that moment. And the team came out and they played amazing football. Amazing football. Arguably
Mhm.
some of the best I've ever seen from Kevin Stefanski in this team, especially when the first half was high scoring and then the second half the defense closed it out, and the offense just kind of managed the clock. Um,
Yep.
Derek, you know, from before the game all the way leading up through tailgating and just being able to experience the game, and the final, by the time that clock struck zero and it was confirmed we were going to the playoffs,
Mhm.
what was your emotion?
Well, so I'll run through this quick because I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but um, just kind of going over everything we said in the video that was supposed to be uploaded that wasn't able to. Um, that was a crazy day, one of the best days of my life, legitimately. Um, it was a great night because obviously meeting you for the first time, and then like getting to see like Wes. I rarely get to see him. He lives in Florida. So, having another chance, because me and him were at the Bengals game opening week. So, getting to see him one last time, before he went back, and then obviously the season will end. That was great. Getting to hang out with everybody was awesome. We got on the news, like you said, Channel 3. Didn't know that was going to happen. It just kind of, you know, we were there. Um, which, by the way, good time to announce for the second time here. This time it'll actually go out. We are presented by 2OneFits. So, um, yeah, so we were there doing a thing for that, and gifting a Muni Lot veteran flag, which you can buy at 2OneFits.com shop.
Quick plug,
Um,
quick plug.
to yep to one of the guys who is quite literally a Muni Lot veteran. Great guy. We got to meet him and talk to him. But yeah, we were on the news, and then go back, hang out a little bit, talk and chat it up, and then go into the game. Try to get into the game. That was crazy. We finally got to the right spot. Um, and I said it last time. I'll say it again. Tristan is the type of friend that you want because I was freezing my ass off and I made the bad decision. I'm actually wearing it. That's hilarious. I had this on with a Nick Chubb jersey on over top. That was it. It was freezing. And I didn't have gloves, which by the way, what pissed me off,
Yeah.
Tristan? I was cleaning out my car. I had gloves in my car. I could have brought. Um, but yeah, Tristan let me use his gloves, great, great, uh, great friend, good person you are. But anyway, so yeah, as far as like the game itself, just that was my first night game ever. Been to multiple
Same one
day
here.
games. Night games are really fun.
Yeah.
That was
Oh, so
awesome.
cool.
That atmosphere was crazy. The whiteout, dude.
So
Um,
cool.
and then, you know, skipping past the game real fast because we'll obviously talk about the game quick. But after the game, just sitting there soaking in that moment, it was incredible. It was surreal. I mentioned it last time, but Tristan doing what we do and spending as much time and effort into talking about this team, as much energy and mental health that we put in to this team, to be able to sit there and just kind of soak that atmosphere in and look at the billboards that says clinched playoffs. Um, it was insane because it wasn't like we relied like the Steelers did on some teams to win and some teams to lose and we got in. No, we did it. We punched our ticket and you know it was just a very surreal thing. It was like a mix of like happy, shocked, a little bit emotional, just kind of revolving and kind of cycling through those emotions. Um, and then obviously leaving was crazy, but just in general, to be able to be in that stadium, in that environment, it was funny because I made the comment. I was like, "Oh, I'm in my room right now," because where we sat was somewhat similar to this, just on
Yeah,
where's it at? That side,
yeah, it was
that
like a
side.
few sections over up top. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but it was great. And then obviously for our first time meeting in person, that was the game, that was the environment we went to. So that was special. Very special, amazing moment. Gotta do it again, but let's go win the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Um,
Amen, brother.
but as far as, before the game itself, unless you wanna just jump into the game, um, what more do you wanna add on just that day as a whole and
Oh,
everything?
just it was just a lot of fun. Shout out to Michael Cozy's father. Grills an amazing burger. Very delicious. So thank you very much, sir. His name's actually Michael too. So Mike. So shout out Mike. Um, and yeah, it was just a blast, man. It was such a blast. Definitely we got to do it again next year. Or I mean, I'm sure. Listen, I'm in college, man. I wish I could have the money if the Browns ended up making like the AFC Championship game and it somehow ended up in Cleveland or something like that. I'd love to, but not in the budget. So probably next year we'll
Yeah.
we'll look to meet up again at a game because it was just a blast. I had a great time, and the night game was super cool with the lights in the stadium. The whiteout, like it was a blast, man. It was an absolute blast. Something I'll never forget. But kind
Mhm,
of transitioning into the game now. Um, you know, it was such a good start for the offense, man. Like, and it's something that's like I look back at this game and it fills me with so much confidence going into playoffs, man. Because we
mhm,
come out on offense, first possession, chug right down the field, converted on like a 3rd and 13. Njoku took it, crazy yardage. And then, Jerome Ford, who had an amazing game, by far his best as a Brown,
mhm,
gets into the end zone. And it seemed like it was almost effortless for us, even though we got to a 3rd and 13. It felt like it was effortless from there. Um, you
mhm,
know, uh, yeah, it was just a great start, right? And then defense gets on the field and they did not come out great, which has been a theme this year where a lot of times teams have been able to get points early in games and in 2-minute situations on us. It's been the one area where it's like, the Browns in these situations kind of defensively don't look like they're ready for the game. But once when they get that second drive, much better, much better. Um,
mhm,
so, Jets march down the field, score a touchdown, tie it up. And then guess what? Joe Flacco comes out again with a right, and we go down the field and we score
Mhm.
again. Um, and by the way, that running play that Kareem Hunt got in the end zone on, I mean, he ran like 8 yards. Line of scrimmage was packed, and he didn't even get touched until the 1 yard line, until he was at the 1 yard line. Amazing blocking on that run, on that touchdown run. Absolutely amazing blocking. Um, so that was a great play. And then just from there, I mean, defense got a big turnover. Cedric Tillman didn't finish his route, which Flacco was
Mhm.
very upset about, which we were upset about as well, because I mean
Mhm.
it looked like it was catchable, and just it was, yeah. But regardless, Ronnie Hickman gets the pick six. Come out again.
Mhm.
Offense goes down the field again. And then you were in the bathroom for probably the best play of the game, which was
Yep.
Flacco gets
Yep.
smacked in the face, rolls left, throws. It wasn't necessarily crossbody. No, it wasn't crossbody, but
Mhm.
on the run, he dumps it off to Ford, who just, I mean, obviously, this team is not going to be the same without Nick Chubb, but that was as close to a Nick Chubb moment that you could possibly get. That man was
Mhm.
not going down until he got into the end zone, and it was just so. It was such a good play by Jerome Ford, who was running
Mhm.
like a madman
What
the whole game.
while you mention it, I'll bring up my side of that story real fast. So at that point in the game, I had to go to the bathroom as it was. Tristan wanted a water, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll go," because I needed to get out of the cold for a second because I was freezing. And so I go down, and first things first, I stand in line at the bathroom. I'm watching the TV. Good things are happening. I finally get in the bathroom, and you can't make this shit up. Like, this is it sounds too good to be true, but like it's the truth. Like, it happened. I get in to go to the bathroom, and as I am in there, all of a sudden, because they had the radio broadcast with Jim Donovan and Nathan Zagura, and all I hear is he gets the ball to Ford, breaks the tackle, and then all of a sudden, and he pulls into the end zone, and the bathroom exploded. And you know how a bathroom is, that
Yeah.
echo. Oh, dude, that was insane. I remember walking out just with the biggest grin on my face of like, that was crazy. That was
Mhm.
hilarious. Um, but yeah, and then shout out to the people at Cleveland Browns Stadium, no longer First Energy Stadium, because they were selling hot chocolate. And I needed nothing more than a nice big cup of hot chocolate. And I got me a nice big cup full of hot chocolate with a nice little collectible cup that was pretty solid. I mean, it's a
Mhm.
good cup. Um, that if I bought separate would probably be like 25, $30. Got it for $8. And I use that thing all the time. So shout out to you people at Cleveland Browns Stadium. But anyway, so that's my side of the Jerome Ford play. That's what I was
Yeah.
doing. Um, and of course that was the best play of
Mhm.
the game. But Tristan, continue.
Yeah, pretty much all I have to say from there is, like, from that moment on, Browns just managed the game. Defense really stepped up, locked in, did well. Only allowed Trevor Simeon to get checkdowns, which, I mean, hey, like, if you're going to allow a quarterback to get checkdowns to kill the clock, I don't care. That's fine. Shelby Harris with the blocked field goal, which was really, really, really good. Really exciting moment too. Um, yeah, man, that Browns team, they weren't going to be denied that night, and they were just so dominant. And for Flacco to look as good as he did against a a pass defense that was at the very top, the very best of the NFL, that was for me like a really like motivating and like confidence filling game for me, and it was really cool. Elijah Moore went down injured, but before he went down he was on track to have his best game as Brown, which funnily enough came
Mhm.
against the New York Jets.
Mhm.
But before he went down he was having a great game, and he's back on the field now. We of course know this in the future, so he's in the report was the concussion was not as bad as it looked, so that was good news. Uh, and I believe he was actually healthy for the Bengals game too. Like he was active for that game and on the sidelines. So
Mm,
he just didn't play much, which I'm thankful we didn't play him much. Um,
mhm,
but yeah, a great night, great night. The walk back from the Muni lot after it was over, you know, was really cool. Just a great
crazy.
atmosphere, a great scene. And man, like I was staying at my uncle's house, who he lives right outside of Cleveland. And when I got there, we shared a beer together, talked about the game, and how excited we were for this playoff run. And it was just it's that game that day. I'll never forget it because it was such a
Mhm,
really cool game atmosphere moment, and I shared it with really cool friends and family who I love. It was perfect day,
mhm,
perfect day. Yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better one. So,
yeah.
but but
Uh,
Derek, what were your thoughts on this football game?
yeah, I mean, the game itself, obviously, Amari Cooper was announced that he was out before the game, and we both were like, "Okay, all right, like this is some people are gonna have to step up." And David Njoku absolutely went off. I mean, he had damn near 150 yards first half. I think maybe even first
Yeah, it
quarter. I
was
could be
first
wrong,
quarter
but
or first first
first
first
quarter,
half.
yeah,
Yeah, it was the
first
first
half.
quarter was like over 100 though. It was insane.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was unreal. And the first drive, we're like 3rd and 20 or whatever. And ball to Njoku and he breaks it and goes. And it's like, and I've said this multiple times because, and I'm going to say it again because once again, a lot of these podcasts haven't been able to come out. So I'm going to say it again. David Njoku is currently the best tight end in football at this moment. I'm not saying permanently. I'm not saying he is forever. Um, but the way that he's playing right now is top tier. And I will never forgive him for not getting a touchdown that night and winning me $150. But David Njoku absolutely went off. He's our number 2 target. Like you said, Elijah Moore had a really good game. Kareem Hunt had a really good game. Jerome Ford had a really good game. And Joe Flacco is Joe Flacco. I mean, that offense moved the ball very well. Defensively, really good against the pass. They didn't do anything through the air. Running the ball, Brees Hall is a stud, man. He is a freak. And, that hit that JOK laid on him in the
Ooh,
second
yeah, that was
half,
second half. Yeah.
that, yeah, that was one of the coolest things because everybody, and I think I did jump out of my seat, I'm pretty sure. But I just went, "Oh!" Like,
Yeah.
it was one of those, like, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, he speared him." And I said on the last podcast, Edge would be proud.
Mhm.
Um, but what a cool moment. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say. Oh, I was at the Jets game last year, so it wasn't until that final buzzer sounded until I was going to fully experience and appreciate what just happened, just in case. But man, like you said, a day that I will never forget, night that I will never forget, and you know, this team's special. And what that means going forward, we will see. Can this team make a run in the playoffs? And the way we're set up right now, you got the Houston Texans first. If you beat the Texans, then you get Baltimore Ravens and Joe Flacco. So that is going to be fun. And then winner goes to the AFC title game. Yeah. So that we got a lot ahead of ourselves
Yeah.
here. But Tristan, before we get too ahead of ourselves, you want to talk about this Texans game now?
Yeah. Well, I was figuring. So I've like, a few more comments on like just a few
Yeah, go
last
ahead.
comments on the Jets game. Neither of us really watched the Bengals game that much. So that's gonna be. I'm just gonna really quickly say a few things, and that's about it. Um, and then then we'll get into the Texans preview. But the Jets game, the atmosphere, when I was there, I didn't realize just how loud we were because I was yelling. Derek will tell you. I was
Mm,
I was
mhm, yeah,
screaming, I was yelling, I was having a blast. I had brought cough drops for us, so
mhm,
we were good. I was thankful because
which
my voice
my voice was still
oh my
shot,
god, yeah.
yeah,
My voice was shot, but luckily I wasn't feeling too much pain because of the cough drops. So
mhm,
I was popping them like they were candy. Um, and
mhm,
yeah, but when I went back later that night and I watched the highlights that the NFL posted, man, that place was loud, like echoing
mhm.
loud. And
Did you see the dude with his
yeah,
shirt off? Like, I hate to make fun of him, but the really big
that
guy?
was hilarious.
Bro, when I saw that on TV and I was like, "Oh, I know that guy couldn't feel anything for the next few days." Like, if I was as cold as I was, and I'm born in Fremont, Ohio. I am born freezing my ass off. I know that guy was cold. Like,
Oh,
dude.
yeah. No, it was,
But yeah.
yeah, but it was just such a good atmosphere, and then I'll always remember the car ride back, with Cozy,
Mhm.
just talking
Oh,
so
man.
much crap to every single Jets fan he
Oh,
possibly could. It was hilarious.
we have we have to tell this
Yeah.
story. So, we get back to the Muni lot, and me and Tristan are walking up, and I just see because last year, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll see if I can get his permission to post a picture from last year. I don't know, probably not. But last year, Cozy was in spaces screaming at Jets fans, right? For the wrong reason. This year, me and Tristan walked back to the Muni lot, and obviously we're extremely happy. And so I run up and I jump on Cozy. I just grab him by the neck, I give him like a hug, whatever. Like we did it. And this dude's still in spaces talking shit. And we get in the car, and keep in mind, me and Tristan are in the back seat just like this, like, really
Yeah,
tight because there's not
yeah.
a lot of room
Well,
because
yeah, because he
tailgate
had, like,
stuff.
a grill, he had, like a tent, a
Mhm.
table, like, he goes all out for
Yeah.
his tailgating, yeah, so
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so me me and Tristan are in the back seat, and, Cozy's father is driving, right? And his dad's trying to get directions from him, and God bless his dad. He's an
amazing guy.
amazing dude, like, legit amazing dude. And, but Cozy is in the passenger side on the phone, and all I hear is keep in mind, he was not sober. All I hear is, "It's okay. It's okay. Good game. It's alright. We'll see you in the playoffs." "Oh, wait. No, we won't. Suck my dick." And then he got off. And me and Tristan both were like, "Oh my gosh." Like, this is
Oh.
insane. But, oh,
Oh, it was
dude, that
hilarious.
was yeah. And then I don't think you even know this, Tristan. I don't think I told you this. I accidentally, for legal purposes, I'm joking, accidentally ran a red light in front of a cop leaving
Oh,
Cleveland. Yeah.
no.
So here, I'll keep this quick. I know we're time is
Yeah.
limited here, but I'll keep this quick. I was in so 2 lanes. I was in the right lane. Well, I think on the screen it's here, but anyway, whatever. I was in the right lane. Cop was in the left lane. It's 1:40 AM, right? So obviously they're like, "Okay, they're on the hunt." I needed to get in the left lane to get on the highway to drive home, which I got back home at like 3:40 AM. I had to work the next day. So, yeah, keep that in mind. But anyway, as I'm trying to get on the highway, I have my left turn signal on to let him know, "Hey, I need to get over my left lane." But guess what? My left turn signal is broken because the light is broke because well, 2 Christmases ago, I almost died because where I live slid through a stop sign. So there's like a hill, right? So I went down like this to stop. There's black ice. I slowed down plenty enough, but the black ice caused me to go right through. Card was coming this way. So I'm going like that, right? That was going to happen. So I made the decision in the moment, press on the gas and just see what happens so I don't die. Well, what happened was I drove into a tree. So anyway, my left light is you can't see the turn signal. Light works. You just when I turn left, you can't see the turn signal. So I'm trying to get over, and this cop is just cruising along. I'm not gonna speed to get ahead of him because why would I? To get pulled over? No. So anyway, as I'm looking like this to see if I can get over, light goes from yellow to red. And I just cruise right through the red light, and I watched him stop, and then I got over into the left lane, and the whole time I was like this,
Mm-hmm.
just looking in my rearview mirror. He never got me. He let me go. So, whoever you are, officer, if you see this podcast, I assume you're a Browns fan. Thank you so much for letting me go because I had a heart attack at 1:40 in the morning. So, thank you. God bless you. You're a good cop. Anyway, that's what I wanted
uh,
to add, but go ahead.
yeah. So that was all I was gonna say left on the Browns Jets game.